Hello everyone. It has been a busy day. I think this is my fourth YouTube video that I've made today. So I did two of my project videos where I am going through building a project, a machine learning project to try to teach myself software engineering ideas, principles, and become a better software developer. Also, obviously, learning machine learning concepts along the way. But I think the main purpose is also to just understand those software engineering skills. But I said every single day I am going to be doing a LeetCode video, and I haven't done a LeetCode video yet today. So that's what I am going to be up to today, or right now. So let's start this out. So yesterday I said that I'm going to slightly change my methodology for doing LeetCode. And so what I'm going to be doing is I'm just going to be doing easies. And the reason for that is because I'm going to be focusing more of my attention on projects because I want to really kind of focus on that, really develop those skills as a software engineer and build some projects. And so that means if I'm spending all of my mental energy on projects, I have to kind of ease up on the LeetCode. And the way that I'm going to continue my progress in LeetCode, though, is I'm going to say, all right, I'm not going to be hardcore in LeetCode. I'm just going to be chill. I'm just going to, get a wide array of different kinds of problems and different topics, right? Like database or hash tables, dynamic programming, and I'm just going to do easies. And this way, it allows my subconscious to be able to see a wide array of different problems, put it into my subconscious, and then later, once I start shifting away from projects, maybe I ease up on this a little bit, and then I'll be able to allocate my resources, my mental resources, to a different allocation scheme and maybe say LeetCode a little bit more. So once I get a little more intense on LeetCode, my subconscious will already have had all of that time, however long I do my projects, 1 month, 2 month, 3 months, all of that time kind of seeping in and building. And so I'm able to get the projects, the benefit of becoming a better software engineer with my projects, but also use that time really as a method to boost me. Okay, so it's not wasting time. I'm not going backwards. So I'm not even expecting to be able to solve. I'll probably let's try a dynamic programming. I'm not expecting to be able to solve this because why? I haven't studied dynamic programming. That's not something that I have been looking at. So how can I solve something that I don't know about, right? So let's here's an easy climbing stairs. Okay. So the point is I'm going to look at this. I'm going to try to do it. I'm going to think about how to do it. I'm going to see if I can maybe figure out a solution. If not, well then that's what we have Copilot for. So then I'm going to, oh, I must have attempted this one. Look at that. All right. I might be able to start at the top. First, I look at how many ways in which I am able to go from one step to the step below it. Then oh my goodness, then I can reason that the step below that one is a combination of the previous ways plus the way that I can get to the next step. Anyways, whatever that means, let's get rid of that. Let's look at it. So, all right, so if I'm unable to solve it, I am going to be looking towards LeetCode, or towards LeetCode, towards Copilot and checking the solution. And then that's going to be my way of like giving my subconscious an opportunity to be able to just gain exposure to these different problems. So let's read it. Number 70, climbing stairs. You are climbing a staircase. It takes n steps to reach the top. Each time you can either climb one or two steps. In how many distinct ways can you climb to the top? Okay. So I see what it's asking. And now my comment is making a little bit more sense about starting at the back. So I see I have to start at the back and then So I start at the back, and how many ways from the last position am I able to get to the last position? So there's one way, right? Then from the second to last, how many ways is there to get to the last position? Well, there's still one way, right? You can take that step to the step above it, so you can do +1. Then what you can do is how many ways to behind. So here's the first step, here's the second to last, or sorry, here's the last step, here's the second to last step. Now I'm 2 positions behind. Now there's actually 2 ways to do it. So I can go 1, 2, or I can go 1, 1. Okay, so then there's 2 ways. How many ways? 3. So I'm trying to kind of abstract it, generalize it, find a rule. Okay. 3 ways, or 3 stairs behind. I can either do 2 and then 1, or I can do 1, 1, 1, or I can do 1 and then 2. So I'm thinking recursion. So I'm just gonna start writing code and see if I get inspired by something. So def recurse, and then I want to current step, maybe, I don't know, current step, and then I have access to n, so I'm gonna get length of n. So length n is equal to length of n. So I don't need to be calling this length function all the time, wasting up resources. I can just store it in an integer variable. Okay, so current step. Now, what do I want to do? What would a base case be? Base case is when I'm at the end, right? Like what? So if n equals 1, if n equals 1, what would that be? So base case is if current step is equal to I want to say length of n, but I don't think that's right because I'm doing backwards, right? So if it's equal to what? 0? It's equal to equal to 0. What do I want to do? I just want to return total, maybe? Total. Okay. And then I know that I'm going to be calling this, so return recurse. Did I spell that? Yeah, okay. And then I'm going to be starting at the last, right? So length of n and total is 0 because there's 0 ways as of right now. So I start at the end, and then once I get to this end, I know, like, okay, I'm good. So then I want to I know that there's going to have to be something like recurse and then current step plus 1 or maybe minus 1 and then total plus equals 1. No, current is total plus 1 because I don't want to change it in place. So recurse, then current step minus 2, and then total plus 1. I don't know. I'm trying to think through kind of the recursion call, not call, but the recursion like methodology. I'm going to, yeah, my base case should be when it's equal to, so if I'm going backwards, it should be when the current step is equal to 0, and I'm starting at the length, and I'm going all the way back, and I'm passing in total. Passing, well, what if I made this total like a global variable, possibly? Can I do something like total equals 0 and then global total return total? No. Then I can get rid of this. Okay, and then I don't need to call this anymore. Okay, so now I'm not appending total. So I'm going to see if it's valid. Okay, so if current step is less than 0, I just want to return, right? If this should never happen. I don't need this base case, because I was going to say current step is greater than length of n, then return, but we're always decreasing, so I don't need this base case. So if this is the case, then I know that the current step that I'm at is a valid step, right? So I can do total plus equals 1, because I know that, okay, the previous step that I took, either 1 or 2, is valid. So therefore I can append it, and I don't need to return this. Then I can recurse and then return total, because I'm changing total. So I'm saying like I'm going to return if I get an invalid case. And actually I could simplify this by saying less than or equal to 0, because once we're at the 0 case, then we can just return. Okay, so once we're at the end, we can return. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to come here and I'm going to add this current step that I'm at, okay? And maybe I need to do this minus 1, okay? So this means that I'm starting at 1 step behind. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take 1 step forward right here, 1 step forward, okay? And then I am going to come up here, and then I'm going to see, is this valid? If no, then I'm going to return. Wait, but then once I get to the last step, I actually do want to increase total, right? I don't know. And then I take the next, then I try to take 2 steps and it's invalid, and I just return. I don't want to come and do total. So then is this, I don't even know if this is even remotely close. No? Ooh, didn't even like that. Wait, what's in? Oh, in is just a number. Okay, so I don't even need that then. So this is just in. Okay. Let's see if this. Oh, it does not like positional arguments. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Total is not defined. Okay, this is a question. This is, I'll have to ask, like, total is not defined. Let's see what it has to say. Total variable is defined in climb stairs method, but it is being used in the inner recurse. Since total is not defined as global inside of recurse, but it is, though. That's why I'm confused about that. Since total is not defined inside of, leads to an error. But it is, though. Wait. Am I global total? Let me just self.total 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 self.total. Okay, this kind of underlines, or not underlines, but reveals to me that there's some fundamental problem, some fundamental lapse in my knowledge based off of function or variable scope. So because I don't understand why that failed. But I'm getting a little bit tired right now. So I'm just going to try to use this self thing. And we got the wrong answer. We're off by 1. Oh. Are we off by 1 on all of them, though? That's... And I know that this is obviously a horrible way to go about doing LeetCode, like actually doing it. And what I mean by that is looking at the input and saying, oh, I'm off by 1, and then making small incremental changes here, because that means that you fundamentally don't understand the problem. But again, as I said, like taking the, this is more of a low energy kind of just like allowing my subconscious to to get a hold of things. So this case passed, this case failed. It is off by 1. Can I see the other test cases? No. I don't know. I don't know. Let's just go. This seems to give me the wrong answer. How would you implement it? Or should I look at the answers? Should I look at solutions? I don't know. Seems like both are valid ways. Okay, I understand the issue. Your climb stairs seems to be incrementing total incorrectly. The problem is typically solved with dynamic programming approach to avoid redundant calculations. Okay, I burned, can you guys see that? I burned myself with a soldering iron right there. Ouch. Anyways, now the skin is like peeling off, so I'm like, ah. I was soldering, and then I don't know how, but all of a sudden I feel like this burning pain, and that always happens when you're soldering, like doing something, and then, ow, ouch. Why'd I do that? Come on, I need to be more observant. But I mean, it happens almost every time I do soldering. But yeah. Oh, there we go. That's better. At least this time wasn't bad. Like, it was just a little bit, but it's peeling off now, so it's like, okay. Anyways, so here's the solution. If n equals 1, so this is at the end, right? This is at the end. So we are going back. So I think that actually does work. So climb stairs. Oh, it doesn't even do recursion. How is that even possible? Wait, am I missing some? I think I'm missing something, because it's not even doing recursion. Where is the function? Recursive function. There is no recursive function. Okay. I don't think that this can work. Well, okay, I don't want to say that. I don't want to say that I don't think it can work. But it's not there. Okay, how can this work? There's no function. It does work. Well, it does work. Okay, well. Okay, so I guess we're not doing recursion. So, but these are base cases though, right? Okay. So I also need to add this to problems that I failed. Am I doing that with these low energy ones? I think so, yes, because it still means that failed LeetCode problems. Okay. Okay. So I keep a list of all the problems that I need to go back on and re-look at. So, because I don't like how it says solved here. I wish I could like have some way to make it where it says that I didn't solve it, because I just put it into GPT and I want to make sure that I remember that. Anyways, so come in here, dynamic programming, I'm assuming that's DP, right? Is a list of n+1 length, okay? The first element is going to be 1, okay? The second element is going to be 2. Oh, and all of them are zeros right now. What about index of 0? What is index of 0? Anyways, so I'm looping through from 3 to the number of steps plus 1. Okay. And then I'm doing so I'm going forward, I'm not going backwards. So my initial thought was off base on that front. I was thinking about starting from the back and then going backwards till I reached the front, and I don't think that was right. It was my comment, huh? That's what led me off guard or led me astray. It wasn't the fact that I don't know how to do this. Anyways, I just blame my comment that I wrote. I have no idea how long ago. But anyways, so come here, and I get the value of the -1 or the previous step and add it to the value of the step before it. So that's how many ways to do it. So I'm kind of understanding is my current step is just the amalgamation of all of the other steps before it. And I can only reach my current step in 2 ways, right? Like from 1 step behind me or 2 steps behind me. That's the only way I can. And so I take how many ways that I can get to myself. So those steps have the number of paths that they have. Okay. And then I just look how many steps does 2 steps behind me have? Oh, it has 30 ways to get to that step. Well, then, you can get to me by doing 30 steps. Okay. And it's not +1 because it's still that step. Or it's still that path. I'm just adding an extra step in it. But the step 1 below me, not 2 below me, but 1 below me, represents a different path structure. So it's all of the ways that you can get to the step 2 steps behind me, plus all of the steps that you can get 1 path behind me. So that's the solution, I guess. Again, I don't fully understand it. If you asked me why, my explanation might crumble a bit. I can kind of understand that it's based off of like my current step is based off of my steps before it, and I understand how it's storing in the array, and I understand that you're looping through just going forward. But if you ask me to like implement this from scratch, I mean, right now it's in my memory. But could I implement it from scratch? Kind of like, why is it 3? Why is it n plus 1? Why not just n? All of those questions. And then, is my subconscious convinced that it's this plus this instead of this plus 1? And I mean, analytically now I can see it. The more I'm looking at it, the more I can see that portion. So, anyways, I think that today was a pretty successful day. I was able to get this problem kind of in my subconscious. I've seen it now, right? Now it's in my list of seen. So, we're going to come back to this problem. We are going to see it again. And yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this video. I will be back tomorrow with another LeetCoding video, probably another kind of calm video where I'm just plowing through different topics, trying to get a good, like, visit a whole bunch of different topics, give my subconscious that ability to absorb these different topics. So anyways, thank you guys for watching. My name is Timothy Lee Grant. Oh, this finish? What happened there? I've been uploading all my videos. Look today. I did let's see. 14th, 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 14th. Or this is the 15th, but I mean, it's 1 a.m. So I did that one. And then I'm doing this video, the one that you're watching right now. So lots of stuff going on. Anyways, I think I am probably going to get to sleep. So I hope you guys have a wonderful day. My name is Timothy Lee Grant, and I will see you guys tomorrow. So.